Chair. I wish to thank the government of Poland, and especially Foreign Minister Czaputowicz, yourself, for organizing this session and for bringing the issue of religious persecution to the attention of the Security Council. Brazil recognizes the Polish as an example of a people who bravely fought for freedom against totalitarian regimes. Brazilians believe that there is no better way to preserve peace and security than by protecting and promoting one of the most fundamental human rights, which is religious freedom. It seems about time that we, as nations that have united in the past to fight tyranny and protect freedom, come back to the very core principles and ideals that forged this organization and promote the universal respect for the human right to religion and combat violence and persecution based on religious belief. Today, as we remember the lives of all those who have been persecuted and punished for professing and living their faith in the past, we must not forget that hate, intolerance, and prejudice are unfortunately still the norm, not the exception, in many places around the world. As we witness the terrible fate of Christian Yazidis or the Muslim Rohingya, as well as the destruction of churches and historic sites in many countries, Brazil notes with great concern the persecution, discrimination, and violence against Christians around the world. Religious freedom is at the foundation of the public policies promoted by the administration of President Jair Bolsonaro in Brazil. Foreign Minister Ernesto Araújo has tirelessly defended freedom of religion and has voiced the concerns of Brazilian Christians, both Catholic and evangelicals, with the persecution and discrimination of Christians in its many guises. This renewed commitment to have religion at its rightful place in the public square led us to join the group of countries that have proclaimed today as the International Day commemorating the victims of acts of violence based on religion or belief. A month ago, at the second ministerial meeting to advance religious freedom in Washington, D.C., the Brazilian Minister for Women, Family and Human Rights, Damaris Alves, announced the establishment of a new National Committee on Religious Freedom and Belief and other measures to continue to ensure the full exercise of religious freedom in our country for all faiths. Mr. President, the Brazilian government understands that it is not enough to defend religious freedom and worship in abstract. It is also necessary to ensure that faith enjoys freedom of expression. For this reason, we remain deeply concerned with the continued acts of intolerance and violence based on religion or belief and the restrictions imposed by some countries on the free exercise of religion, be it under an alleged religious pretext or based on atheist ideology. Both governments and religious leaders must play their respective roles in combating religious hatred and repudiating laws that restrict religious freedom. Let me close by remembering what a North African bishop had to say on this topic over 1600 years ago. Thou hast made us for thyself, O Lord, and our heart is restless until it rests in thee. Let us hope and pray that the establishment of this special date to remember the victims of religious persecution will contribute to eliminate the fanaticism and intolerance that make it so difficult for so many people today to find the rest for their hearts preached by St. Augustine in the 4th century AD. Thank you, Mr. Chair. God bless.
Thank you.